Remember The Thin Blue Line, the classic British sitcom from the mid-90s starring Rowan Atkinson as the hilariously uptight Inspector Fowler? Nearly 3 decades later, we're taking a nostalgic look back at the cast, where they were then, and where they are now. From beloved comedy icons to underrated supporting stars, discover how their careers evolved, who stayed in the spotlight, who stepped away from acting, and who, sadly, we've lost. This journey through then and now is full of surprises, heartfelt moments, and fun throwbacks you won't want to miss. Rowan Atkinson portrayed Inspector Raymond Fowler in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when he was 40 years old. Inspector Fowler is the epitome of an old-school British Bobby, proper, painfully polite, and utterly inflexible. He leads the Gasforth police station with blind adherence to outdated regulations and a hilariously naive worldview. Fowler's sense of moral duty and love for protocol often result in absurd misunderstandings and comedic standoffs, particularly with his modern progressive colleagues and rival Detective Inspector Grimm. His romantic relationship with Sergeant Dawkins is plagued by his complete lack of emotional insight and fear of intimacy. Still, Fowler is never mean-spirited. His heart is in the right place. He's the kind of leader who believes in doing the right thing, even if no one else agrees. In real life, Rowan Atkinson, born on January 6, 1955, became an international comedy icon for his work on Mr. Bean and Blackadder. He is still alive as of 2025 and remains one of the UK's most beloved comic performers, continuing to work in film and television. As of 2025, Rowan Atkinson is 70 years old. Mina Anwar portrayed WPC Maggie Habib in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when she was 26 years old. Habib is one of the most competent and level-headed officers at Gasforth Police Station. Intelligent, calm under pressure, and culturally savvy, she often serves as the voice of reason among her more eccentric colleagues. As a Muslim woman in a predominantly white and often clueless police department, Habib navigates ignorance and awkward cultural assumptions with patience, sarcasm, and quiet strength. She forms an unlikely but warm bond with the bumbling PC Goody, though she's often exasperated by his immature advances and emotional cluelessness. Habib represents the future of policing, diverse, modern, and professional. Her balanced approach contrasts sharply with Inspector Fowler's outdated values and Goody's childishness. In real life, Mina Anwar was born on September 20, 1969, and has had a successful career in British television, with roles in series like The Sarah Jane Adventures and Everybody Loves Sunshine. As of 2025, she remains active in the entertainment industry and continues to perform on screen and stage. As of 2025, Mina Anwar is 55 years old. Serena Evans portrayed Sergeant Patricia Dawkins in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when she was 36 years old. Sergeant Dawkins is the long-suffering partner, both professionally and romantically, of Inspector Raymond Fowler. Smart, assertive, and increasingly exasperated, she often finds herself torn between her loyalty to Fowler and her frustration with his emotional cluelessness and rigid traditionalism. She craves intimacy and progress, while Fowler clings to protocol and propriety. On the job, Dawkins is one of the more grounded officers at Gasforth, capable of cutting through chaos with dry wit and steady leadership. Her character often highlights the challenges women face in both the workplace and personal relationships, especially when paired with a partner as emotionally stunted as Fowler. In real life, Serena Evans was born on December 2, 1959, and is the daughter of actor Tenniel Evans. She continues to work in British theater and television. In 2025, Serena Evans reaches the age of 65. David Haig portrayed Detective Inspector Derek Grimm in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when he was 40 years old. Grimm is the blustering, no-nonsense leader of the plainclothes CID team and the eternal rival of Inspector Fowler. He embodies every cliché of the tough, sarcastic, results-driven detective, often throwing around phrases like proper policing while belittling Fowler's more bureaucratic style. Grimm is deeply insecure beneath his bravado, constantly trying to prove the superiority of CID over uniformed officers. His explosive temper and petty competitiveness provide much of the show's tension and humor, particularly in his frequent shouting matches with Fowler. Yet despite his arrogance, Grimm remains oddly likable due to his passion and exaggerated machismo. In real life, David Haig was born on September 20th, 1955. A veteran of both stage and screen, he remains active in British theatre and film. By 2025, David Haig is 70 years old. James Dreyfus portrayed PC Kevin Goody in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when he was 27 years old. Goody is a well-meaning but deeply naive police constable whose childish enthusiasm and lack of self-awareness make him both hilarious and endearing. Clumsy, high-pitched, and often inappropriately emotional, Goody looks up to Inspector Fowler with wide-eyed admiration and is utterly smitten with WPC Habib, despite her clear disinterest. His over-the-top personality and dramatic flair frequently derail serious police matters, but his innocence and loyalty earn him affection from his colleagues. Goody is a comic exaggeration of youth and inexperience in law enforcement, sweet, ineffective, and forever optimistic. His awkward friendship with Habib and misguided attempts at bravery provide many of the show's funniest and most memorable moments. In real life, James Dreyfus was born on October 9th, 1968. He went on to star in other successful British sitcoms, such as Gimme, 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 and Absolutely Fabulous. As of 2025, he is alive and continues working in theater and television. As of 2025, James Dreyfus is 56 years old. Mark Addy portrayed Detective Constable Gary Boyle in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 32 years old. Boyle replaced D.C. Cray in the second series and brought with him a very different energy, loud, cheeky, and occasionally oafish. He often serves as D.I. Grimm's eager sidekick, echoing his boss's disdain for uniformed officers and embracing CID bravado with full force. Boyle is street-smart but rough around the edges, with a laddish sense of humor that often gets him in trouble. His clashes with the more disciplined officers and over-the-top confidence make him a standout addition to the second season. Boyle reflects the growing tension between professionalism and swagger in 1990s policing. In real life, Mark Addy was born on January 14, 1964. He later achieved global fame for his role in The Full Monty and as King Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones. He remains a respected character actor in film and television. By 2025, Mark Addy is 61 years old. Kevin Allen portrayed Detective Constable Robert Cray in The Thin Blue Line, 1995, when he was 33 years old. D.C. Cray is a serious-minded plainclothes officer who serves under D.I. Grimm in the CID. Often contrasted with the show's broader comic characters, Cray is more grounded, stern, and competent, bringing a sense of procedural weight to the farcical world of Gasforth police. His demeanor is cool and efficient, but he occasionally reveals moments of dry humor, especially when dealing with Grimm's overblown ego and bluster. Though he appeared only in the first series, Cray added subtle balance to the show's dynamic, representing the kind of officer who gets the job done without theatrics. In real life, Kevin Allen was born on September 15, 1962. Beyond acting, he is also a director and writer, known for his work on films like Twin Town and Agent Cody Banks 2. He has since focused more on directing, especially in Welsh-language cinema. In 2025, Kevin Allen is 63 years old. Rudolph Walker portrayed PC Frank Gladstone in The Thin Blue Line, 1995 to 1996, when he was 56 years old. P.C. Gladstone is the eldest member of the Gasforth police force, a calm, wise, and often underused presence among a staff of eccentrics. A Caribbean-born constable nearing retirement, Gladstone provides a much-needed dose of life experience and mature perspective in an otherwise chaotic environment. Often seen sipping tea or reflecting on past cases, he avoids the melodrama and energy of his younger colleagues, preferring a quiet life and peaceful days. His character subtly reflects the generational and cultural shifts in British policing during the 1990s. Though not always in the spotlight, Gladstone's presence adds warmth and depth to the ensemble. In real life, Rudolph Walker was born on September 28, 1939, in Trinidad and Tobago. He is one of the most respected black actors in British television history. As of the year 2025, Rudolph Walker is 85 years old. Rupert Van Sitart portrayed Commander Crow in The Thin Blue Line, 1995, when he was 37 years old. Commander Crow is an arrogant, elitist senior officer who makes an appearance to evaluate Inspector Fowler's station and methods. With a pompous tone, sharp suit, and disdain for procedure-bound traditionalists like Fowler, Crow represents the out-of-touch, hierarchical nature of institutional policing. He is dismissive, sarcastic, and quick to criticize, particularly enjoying humiliating Fowler in front of his own team. Crow's character serves as both antagonist and satire, a caricature of upper-tier management who prioritizes image and efficiency over ethics or morale. His appearance, though brief, is impactful in highlighting the pressures placed on rank-and-file officers by distant superiors. In real life, Rupert Van Sitart was born on February 10, 1958. A seasoned British actor, he is known for roles in Game of Thrones, Pride and Prejudice, 1995, and Bridgerton. In 2025, Rupert Van Sitart is 67 years old. Stephen Fry guest-starred as Brigadier Blaster Sump in The Thin Blue Line, 1995, at the age of 38. Brigadier Sump is a one-off character, but he leaves a strong impression, booming with patriotic fervor and absurd military pride. Called in during a visit from royalty, Sump oversees security with theatrical bluster and unshakable confidence despite being hilariously ill-equipped for subtlety or cooperation. He represents the parody of upper-class military tradition, formal, flamboyant, and utterly disconnected from modern policing. Fry's portrayal is quintessentially British in its satire, poking fun at the pompous pageantry of institutional authority. Though only appearing briefly, Sump's exaggerated mannerisms and clash with the everyday mundanity of Gasforth make for memorable comedy. In real life, Stephen Fry was born on August 24, 1957. He is a celebrated actor, writer, and intellectual, known for A Bit of Fry and Laurie, QY, and countless books and documentaries. As of 2025, Stephen Fry is 67 years old. Jonathan Cake portrayed Stallion in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 29 years old. Stallion is a strikingly handsome, tall, and physically confident police constable introduced in the second series. His nickname fits perfectly with his persona. He's cool, calm, and admired by everyone around him. With effortless charm and an athletic presence, Stallion quickly becomes a source of envy among the other officers, especially PC Goody, who feels utterly inadequate in comparison. Though his screen time is limited, Stallion's exaggerated perfection serves as a clever parody of the ideal man trope often seen in TV dramas. Every move he makes is infused with slow-motion flair, accompanied by awe-struck reactions from both colleagues and civilians. He is a symbol of superficial success, highly praised for his appearance more than his policing. In real life, Jonathan Cake was born on August 31, 1967. He built a strong acting career in both the UK and the US, with roles in Desperate Housewives, Empire, and Law & Order. In 2025, Jonathan Cake is 58 years old. Alan Cox portrayed Bob Tough in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 26 years old. Bob Tough is a rookie cadet whose name implies rugged masculinity, but whose personality is the complete opposite. Nervous, soft-spoken, and unsure of himself, Bob serves as comic contrast to the hardened detectives and loud personalities at Gasforth Station. His character pokes fun at the expectations placed on young recruits, especially when their names and appearances don't match their capabilities. Though he appears briefly, his presence brings out both protective instincts and irritation from the senior officers. His awkward attempts at duty show the steep learning curve faced by newcomers in a chaotic and bureaucratic system. Bob Tough represents youth, inexperience, and the challenge of living up to a name. In real life, Alan Cox was born on August 6, 1970. He is the son of acclaimed actor Brian Cox and is best known for his early lead role as Sherlock Holmes in Young Sherlock Holmes, 1985. He continues to act in film, television, and theater. By 2025, Alan Cox is 55 years old. Colin McFarland portrayed European Commissioner Mustafa Delcroix in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 35 years old. Commissioner Delcroix appears in a special episode with a satirical twist on European politics and British bureaucracy. Portrayed with theatrical gravity and a wry smile, Delcroix is part diplomat, part comic figure, highlighting the absurdity of overblown official visits and the frenzied panic that takes over local officers during such events. Dressed immaculately and speaking with an exaggerated European accent, Delcroix is charming yet self-important, gliding through chaos with a sense of superiority. His presence adds international flavor to the very British comedy of errors at Gasforth. In real life, Colin McFarland was born on September 15, 1961. He has had a prolific voice and screen career, known for his role as Commissioner Loeb in the Dark Knight trilogy and as the voice of the Cube on Channel 4. As of 2025, Colin McFarland is 64 years old. Melvin Hayes portrayed Detective Sergeant Quentin Courvoisier in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 61 years old. D.S. Courvoisier is one of the most flamboyant and peculiar characters to appear in the series. With a fondness for flowing scarves, dramatic poses, and poetic monologues, he is a parody of the theatrical detective, more suited for the stage than the streets. He speaks in riddles, quotes literature, and conducts interviews like Shakespearean soliloquies. His eccentric manner clashes comically with D.I. Grimm's aggressive, no-nonsense attitude, making their interactions wildly entertaining. Courvoisier adds a surreal artistic edge to the otherwise structured CID, providing contrast and levity in scenes that would otherwise feel routine. Though he only appeared briefly, he left a vivid impression on audiences. In real life, Melvin Hayes was born on January 11, 1935. A veteran of British comedy, he became famous as Gloria in It Ain't Half Hot Mum, and has worked in film and stage since the 1950s. Melvin Hayes celebrates his 90th birthday in 2025. Trevor Peacock portrayed the Turnip Man in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 65 years old. A minor but memorable figure, the Turnip Man is a bumbling, slightly deranged citizen who appears in one of the show's surreal subplots. Known for shouting incoherently about vegetables and wandering around town with turnips, he embodies the eccentric side of small-town life. While not central to the plot, his presence adds color and classic British absurdity to the series. Trevor Peacock, the actor behind the character, was born on May 19, 1931. He had a rich career in British stage and screen, best known for playing Jim Trott in The Vicar of Dibley. His expressive face and comedic timing made him a beloved performer across generations. Trevor Peacock passed away on March 8, 2021, at the age of 89, after a long illness related to dementia. Portrayed the Gasforth FC manager in The Thin Blue Line, 1996, when he was 48 years old. In his brief appearance, The FC manager represents local pride, football fanaticism, and the sometimes comical intersection of sports and public order. He's passionate, short-tempered, and utterly convinced that his team deserves special treatment from the police. His exaggerated sense of importance leads to amusing confrontations with Fowler's team, particularly when football rowdiness spills into legal concerns. The character serves as a stand-in for every overzealous sports official who thinks civic law should bow to local loyalty. In real life, Alan David was born on December 29, 1947. A respected character actor, he has performed with the Royal Shakespeare Company and appeared in numerous TV shows including Doctor Who, The Green Green Grass, and Torchwood. In 2025, Alan David is 77 years old. Who is your favorite character from the Thin Blue Line? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.